Alright guys, Saturday morning on the rancho. Cut the bullshit. It's time to get to work. We got some hard labor to do first thing this morning. And then we'll be off doing the electrification. So let's get to it. It's a typical January kind of nasty looking day outside today. Oh, shooting in the 1080 today. 60p. Let's open her up. Ooh, still smells like whiskey today. Holy crap, boys. This place really got blasted. Alright, the first project of the day. Get a little bit of light on here. It didn't go and help a lot. Until we get some electrification. There's the scene of the whiskey spill. Oh, I guess it helped clean the floor a little bit, eh? Over there. First thing we want to do is get a lot of this lumber out of here and get some of the pieces and use it to sort of make additional storage on that side like we have over there. And I think that that'll chooch pretty good, but the first thing we got to do is get some of this center wood. So I'm going to carefully get the ladder and pull this shite out up here. And I want to save this wood for working on the house, you know, where the dick hit the house last February. I still have to repair that corner. Some of this stuff might be useful, some of it's original redwood. So let's cut the bullshit and get the ladder up and start pulling it out. Alright boys, we friggin' got her. There's a lot of friggin' work to get this lumber down, but the net result is I was kind of a little smarter than I usually bargain to be, but I kept some of the pieces up there. And you can see from the bottom, the two sides here, we now have nice storage over each side, so I can keep like the paint and stuff up there, and I've taken a lot of the weight off of this shite down here. This chooching lumber. I left all the nail antlers on there on account of, you know, it makes somebody's life spicy if they grab one of them and try to run with it in the hood. Yeah, so I'll give you the top side view here. This other stuff can stay on its light. And you can see what she's looking like now up here. Pretty damn good, I'd say. So I've made sure most of the nail sides are down, so that the program doesn't get frigged over if somebody reaches up here on account of they want to put something up here. You know, they won't be scoring themselves up. So what I want to do now, show you boys the rest of this shite here. Oh, crap. Oh, I'm ready for bed. It's 9:30. All right, here we go. Figure out back, we already got some redwood from the ramp job out front. Now we're just going to go ahead and chooch this lumber off the ground here. You know, running the program, and on account of that's the way the program runs, we're going to lay it on here and keep her out of the off the soil. And there it is. So we're going to stack that up, guys, and get moving. Chooching on. Good Lord, let a little more light in, right? Well, you can see we've got the first outlet down here. That's going to be a duplex outlet. The wire is going to come around the side and down. That's where we're going to plug in the side chooch there, the power port for right here on this side. And we're doing the same thing for the other side down here. Got the same chooch down there ready to go. And what's nice about that is it's good and recessed, so it won't be in the way. Also give one additional power port if here needed. On this side, well, you can see what some dick did before out here. You know, we had this outdoor outlet here, and this was before the days of GFI and all that. So the cover's nice and all that. We got to see if we can fit the new one. We get nice new outdoor box into that space. Try to get that chooching on there. It's got a little antler over to keep the rain off on account of that's cute. And then on this side, you can see, you know, some dick cut that off. So that thing's like deader than dead. So that frigged over the program for outside power for hooking up vacuum cleaners and all that. So we got to re-energize that. We got to be careful of Fat Boy up here. If we hit that baby, we're going to be, well, we ain't going to be here anymore. On 2,223 videos will be the end of the chooch there. So, and well, this is our power coming down here, which is still good. So we're going to go ahead and open this up on accordance that it needs to be a bigger box here. Open this son of a bitch up and put a quad in there, 4 outlets, and then we're going to run up from the quad, and we're going to run over to send her over to hit the power here, and we're going to shoot off an antler over here to catch this one. So this thing will be energized all the time, and then we'll worry about our light takeoff later on account of we're already hooked up to the switch over there for the lighting. So that should be pretty cool. So let's get the program going. Guys, you can see Drywall Quality Incorporated did this job up here. Look at this shit hanging off, this antler off the side here. Like, really? Pisses me off when I see that shit. Whole fucking sheet just comes off, you know. All that good quality. Well, she's got to go, boys. We need to run that wiring over top of those studs there. So sayonara to that. We need to get in there to hook up that outside chooch so we can have some chooch and power on the outside, on the back of the garage here, on account of doing the program in the back, the grass and all that shit. So, you know, if we don't have that, it's kind of a no-go. Now we got to take off one more panel up here. Get these damn drywall screws in. Whew, one panel, there she goes, boys. And that's the way we roll. So I'm going to go ahead and get those screws out. Then we can run that wire right over the surface of these studs here. You know, guys, I ain't going to be putting up any drywall in here, so this stuff can just be friggin' surface, you know. It's a garage. So, alright, let's get onward with it and figure shit out. I'm almost busting my ass in here, guys. It's like an obstacle course. You can see I got the outside box mounted on the back of the garage here. So that program went in pretty good. I got the chooch drilled out for the on account of the program calls for cable to be pulled through there. And then we'll go out front here, run the gauntlet. Yep. Head on through. Can you imagine if the boss was here, the way he would scream about this work site. Took off the old dicked up chooch here. One of the few things on the property was actually grounded. I don't know where in the hell the ground, oh there it is, the ground wire. One of the few things here actually grounded. Retro, but good news, boys, I was able to fit in that GFI right in there. So we might be able to get a little bit of a flatter plate to stick on there and still be able to use the cute chooch. If not, it's still closed pretty good. So we're lucky that fits in there real good. It's just kind of sitting in there now on account of it was called a test fit. So can work that out of there now. Let's get that thing out. Oh, man. Oh, I thought this program was going to be dick, but it worked out okay. Clean that out, and I'll just use a little knock through on the top here and then put a cable clamp on accordance with specifications of codes. So yeah, looking good. So we got a couple more, we got one more outlet box to put up there, and then we got to figure out the switching of the operation. All right guys, happy afternoon. A lot of stuff going on in the electrical world today. We had to make another run down to the Home Creepo today for some more supplies. Let's start here. We've got the rough wiring now in for the outdoor chooch there. We got the GFI run done. We don't have the outlet on, but we've got it roughed in there. Ready to go. We got the chooch on the wall, and that'll be fine. Nothing will interfere with the operation of the door. And you can see here we got the rough end for the power on this side. We got a lot of stuff going on over here. We have it running through on the back. Since it's a garage, it's not really a living space. It's not required to have a lot of the choo-choos, so I just ram a hole in the wall and bring her on through. In the junction box here, we've got the power running, going to be running to both sides over here, here, and here. Then we're going to be chooching down over here. The power feeds in from up there and comes in. And I'm going to have to bring this a little closer to get this fed in and tied in over here. We'll neaten that up real good with some cable clamps and some real good, I got some wire nuts today, so we'll clean that up good. The thing is just rough it in first. I'm already ready for bed, huh? And you can see I've got an outlet down there in case I want to plug in a heater or something like that below. I don't have to have a wire running up here. I try to think of everything. This is the way the power outlets are going to be. There's going to be another one on the side over there besides the long chooch in the back there. Got the other side roughed in here. Now this looks like a rat's nest, and of course it is here, but the white wire I'm feeding in through the top will be for the light circuits that I'm going to be running here. I'm going to be taking down the old crap, the old Thomas Edison chooching on account of that program's not running anymore around here. And I'm going to be putting up the barn lights. I might keep one of these chooches. I'm just not sure yet. I got a lot of wire here to do that. But the main thing to note, and I've also run out here and I got that roughed in now over there. The main thing to note here is that everything yellow is going to be potential high load factor, like on the outside of a vacuum's running or something like that. Over there I might plug in something heavy duty like electric lawnmower. So all that stuff is 20 amp wiring. The lighting of course will be low voltage wiring. The other thing too is this lower circuit's going to be GFI protected. All the power outlets are going to be GFI protected. It means if somebody plugs in something, chooches wrong on the outside there, it'll trip the GFI. The same thing over here. Also on the bench. Anything that does GFI, everything will be GFI protected, because if you put a GFI outlet at the beginning of the string like this one will be, everything downstream of that will also be GFI protected. So that's a really, really nice thing. You don't want the lights to go out if the GFI trips, right? So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff neatened up down here, and then we'll go ahead and get the upper chooches done. We got junction boxes for the lights and everything else. All right, well, Mama Sita Missy Jen is back there from her expeditions. And you can see we're now to the fun part of the wiring. It looks like a real spider's nest in here. And the important thing is just keeping your wits about you and understanding what's going to go where and what needs to be protected and what doesn't need to be protected. If you look at these GFI protectors, you will see on the back, don't know how well you can see it, one little thing says, yeah, there it is. One says line and one says load. So in other words, the upper one is going to be coming from your power source, and then the lower one is going to connect downstream to other devices or other outlets like we have here on the line. So as long as you keep that straight, these are going to be side by side mounted together. You notice I pigtail everything. Every outlet that I do, I run wires off the back of the device. A lot of people will just run the wire into the back and screw it down, and I'll tell you, for my money, pigtailing them is the way to go. It's much safer. Because if you have a short or something, this thing won't burn up, and downline won't be punished by it. So it's always a good idea to pigtail it to get the through wire away from the device. Okay. All right. I just tested the hookup, and it looks like it's running good. This one is downstream from the hot one there, and it's working good. We'll put that in test mode for both of them, and you can see it clicked it off. It's really downstream. It's kind of redundant, but I had it. I figured I might as well use it today, so I think it's time for a well-deserved coffee break here. I'm going to also go downstream and check the conductors downstream and make sure everything's all good there before I go ahead and secure this thing. Alright guys, the good news is everything tested out good. It's time to put the outlets on and get the bench pushed back, and then we're going to attack the lighting here. We're going to need to stand on top of the bench to do some of that. So yeah, let's get cracking on it. Red to the black to brass, the hot always goes to the brass. Look at dumb old me. I want to make sure your conductors are always wrapping in the direction that the screw is going to turn. That way you get better holding power. Since this one is at the end of the line, I won't bother pigtailing it, but just hook it up directly. But if I had more devices or more outlets down the line, I would run pigtails off the back of this and then use wire nuts to secure it down for more safety. So let's just get the ground in. We will be all good to go. Pop that mofo in right there. Alright. Simple matter of getting her into the box. Send one in and the other. That's a hookup, and then all we got to do is just shoot the cover on it. We might have to trim a little bit on one side. Actually, we might be able to use this old boy here. Yep. Well, one way or another, we're going to have to trim it down so to get the cover to fit. So, all right, that's pretty much roughed in there. Oh, friggin' hell yeah, boys. Time to attack the last of the, you can see we have all the chooches set up now. All the plugs are in. We got the other surface mount power there. So we got power galore here. And the last thing I want to do, we've got to attack the rat's nest here. This is just a simple matter of connecting all the black, which is hot, all the white, which is the neutral, and then all the grounds together. And we are good to go. You'll notice I used cable clamps in here to hold stuff good, which is good code practice. So I'll cut these all to the same length, and I'll strip them back, and we'll put the wire nuts on them and throw them inside the box there, put the cover on, and call them Bob's your uncle. Okay, let's see, we got that pretty well squared away in there. All we have to do is put the cover on, and I threw the switch. You know what? She's chooching good. She's all on surge protected on the back strip there, and the two side strips. And I know that the two end sockets are activated because one of each of the outlets is running the power strip, and I got two on this one running. So yeah, it looks all good. So I'm going to go ahead and slap the back cover on that, and then we'll move on to the lighting. Ooh, all right, guys, it's time for the famous wrap-up vid of the day, the Rosie Girl. I'm pretty cooked, and although it probably doesn't seem like we got a lot done, you know, electrical work, electrical wiring is very demanding, and it's something you don't want to do yourself unless you absolutely know what you're doing. But you can see, just to recap, I have the lights just temporarily chooching there with that couple antlers hooked up there. So we got a little bit of light just to finish up today, but it's too late to start on doing the new lighting. But you can hear the dogs from hell. As you can see, it's been a successful day. We got the chooch there all done. We got all the wiring done for the workbench here. We got 4 nice outlets there. Got the outside ground fault interrupter circuit out there. We got all of our chooches here on both sides wired for power. Yeah, it's kind of a mess on the bench, but big deal. Everything's chooching good. Yeah, so everything works. And the last thing here, I just gave this the smoke test to make sure it's okay. And you can see the fan running out here on the outside weatherproof chooch. And that's nice because that closes down real good and makes that really weatherproof. So now we have very convenient power here. We have it over here, and we have it in the front as well as on the patio up there. So you really can't. Yeah, right there underneath of the timer for the lights, the automatic timer. So it's been another successful day of work. Tomorrow's going to be a lot easier than today. We had a lot of wiring to chooch together here. A couple complicated junction boxes with switches in them, so you know it all worked out okay. All right, guys. Well, see you tomorrow, bright and early.